Al pastor. Brought by Lebanese immigrants to central Mexico, this taco replaced traditional lamb shawarma with pork marinated in dried chilies, achiote, and spices, then stacked on a vertical spit. As it slowly roasts, thin slices are shaved directly onto a tortilla, often topped with a piece of grilled pineapple for a touch of sweetness. This smoky, sweet, spicy combination has made it the unofficial signature taco of Mexico City. Carnitas. Originating in Michoacan, this dish simmers pork slowly in its own fat for hours until it becomes soft enough to fall apart, then crisps briefly at the end for texture. Very little seasoning is used beyond salt, letting the natural richness of the meat lead. It's traditionally sold by weight at family-run stands, especially on Sundays. Carne asada, meaning grilled meat, this style uses thin cuts of beef, usually skirt or flank steak, marinated briefly and grilled quickly over high heat. The result is a light char outside with a juicy center, and the meat is chopped into small pieces right after cooking. It's closely tied to northern Mexico's weekend cookouts, where grilling is as much a social event as a meal. Barbacoa. This method dates back to indigenous cooking traditions, where meat was wrapped in agave or maguey leaves and slow-cooked underground over hot coals for many hours. The leaves trap moisture and add a subtle, earthy flavor, while the long cooking time makes the meat tender enough to pull apart with a spoon. Because of the effort involved, it's traditionally reserved for weekends and celebrations. Fish taco. Developed along the coast of Baja California, this taco batters and deep fries white fish until crisp, then tops it with shredded cabbage and a tangy, creamy sauce. The contrast between the crunchy fish and cool toppings defines the dish. It gained wider popularity in the 1980s as travelers brought the recipe north, eventually turning it into an international favorite. Birria. Originally a slow-cooked goat stew from Jalisco, this dish simmers meat for hours in a rich broth of dried chilies and warm spices until deeply tender. In taco form, the meat is stuffed into a tortilla dipped in the broth's fat, then pan-fried until crisp, and served with a cup of broth called consommé for dipping. Its popularity surged in recent years through food trucks and social media. Chorizo. Made from ground pork mixed with dried chilies, vinegar, and spices, this filling cooks quickly in its own red, smoky fat. It's a common breakfast choice, often paired with scrambled eggs or potatoes. Its bold flavor means it's usually used in smaller portions to season a dish rather than dominate it. Tex-Mex hardshell taco. Developed in the United States as Mexican cooking adapted to American tastes, this style uses a fried corn shell that holds its U-shape rather than folding. It's typically filled with seasoned ground beef, cheese, lettuce, and tomato. Though rarely found in Mexico itself, it became the introduction to taco culture for millions of people worldwide.